TakeTones.com. 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 TakeTones.com.
Oh god. Okay. Alrighty, testing the audio. Can you guys hear me? If you guys can hear me, just type something in the chat. Hoping this works. Quick audio check. Good to go. Awesome. Thanks, Austin. Okay. We're going to get this party started. We'll just take a look at this set of picks real quick. Not too much commentary, but I do like Austin's sixth pick. In all honesty, though, I think between his second and sixth, I think you flip them, it makes a little bit more sense. But good job to Austin. Good job, Brendan. Shinwoo. I like Shinwoo getting the back-to-back picks. I must have missed his trade last night because I was like, I didn't know what the hell was happening when I woke up this morning and saw his video and he picked two people. So I must have missed that in the Discord. But that's pretty epic, getting the back-to-back first rounders. I don't know, have we had that before in the top five? Two back-to-back top five picks? Maybe Shinwoo may have done it a couple years ago. I don't know. And then we got Austin. We already said that. Alex with Brees Hall. I think that makes sense. For Alex to go get his running back. Alex could have that dominant running back core. So good job to Alex. But unfortunately, everybody thus far has messed up pretty badly because they've left a certain player available to me, which we'll get to shortly. Hope everyone's having a good weekend. Hope everyone's having a good Sunday night before the work week starts. Brendan, good. Hopefully the COVID recovery is going well. That definitely sucks. I had a little bit of a virus this week too. Kind of just a bummer week, but good that we have the rookie draft, and we got this thing going. We got a little bit of chat going on. We got a donut in the chat. Shout out to the Creamers. We got Austin. I thought about taking Walker and waiting for Pickett, but didn't think he would last till the 6th, and good QBs are harder to get. That's a good point. And Pickett really is the only quarterback with like that kind of credential of being taken in the first round, so definitely makes sense. Okay. Without further ado, we're going to go to the real show here, which is going to be the tier list maker. You guys, I threw this together earlier today. I didn't know if I'd have the opportunity to do this today or tomorrow, but I think it just makes sense to go ahead and do this tonight. Yes, we're going to be making some tiers. We're going to have all 12 teams of the league, and we're going to have some little fun reference points to throw together with this. And you guys, I threw these images together. I don't even know yet exactly where I'm going to put these. So you're getting the full live experience, and you're going to get to know how good your team really is. Because I am the most objective reviewer. I tell the truth, and you might not like it, but this is going to be dead honesty of where your team falls in the tier maker. So let's get this party started. And we're going to start off, let's see, where should we start off? Let's go with something that we can all agree on first. And we will start off with cherry Pop-Tarts right here. Cherry Pop-Tarts are obviously the best flavor of Pop-Tarts. I mean, I think brown sugar cinnamon's a close second. And there are some other good flavors, but you just can't beat cherry Pop-Tarts. And a Pop-Tart is just something that it's a good breakfast food, it's a good lunch food, and it's a good dinner food. It's a good main course, and it's a good dessert. It's good at room temperature. It's good cold. Not that I've even had it cold, but it's also good warm in the toaster, obviously, how it's meant to be done. So cherry Pop-Tart, probably the only thing I really ate in high school. I'd always have them on my way to school. That was my breakfast. We're going to give it a solid A. It's not, it's not S tier, but Pop-Tarts are definitely pretty damn solid. So we'll start off with the Pop-Tart, the cherry Pop-Tart going to A tier. And what else? We'll do, how about one more reference point before we get going? Okay. We'll go with we'll go with Fairlight. Okay, let's get this out of the way so we can we can move on. The Fairlife milk, and we're going to specify the Fairlife whole milk. That's what the red bottle means. It means white milk, whole milk. I think I learned about Fairlife milk because it's very pop. I think it's like they sponsor Scott's softball team, and everybody on Scott's softball team and their significant others, they just love Fairlife. So that's how I learned about Fairlife, and that's why I started drinking it. And it's just it's a pleasure every time you open the white cap. You can barely stop. Like it's a big bottle, and you just can't stop drinking it. Goes well with Pop Tarts. Goes. It's good in the morning, good at night, just like Pop Tarts too. But it's got that low sugar. It's got that high protein. Great for recovery. Great for just if you want to feel good. It's not going to put you out if you have too much of it. It's better than drugs. That's all I'm trying to say. Fairlife is better than drugs, and it's just so good. Put it in that S tier. Okay, so we got an S tier and an A tier. We'll get to the lower tiers later. Let's kick it off. Let's kick it off with Krispy Kreme right here. Krispy Kreme, the creamers. Where are we gonna put Chris? If you have any suggestions where things should go, shout it out in the chat, and I will definitely take that into account, especially the teams. I have not thought any of this through, so this is all on the spot. But Chris, Chris is a good expansion team. He came in with like a baller name, a baller logo, and then makes the playoffs in his first season. And I think that's pretty badass, and it gives him a lot of credit. It gives him a lot of credit that he went on and made this big explosion the first year. But when I look at Chris's team, you guys, when I look at Chris's team, we can go over here. We have some problems. We have some problems. We have some big problems at the quarterback position. Very sad that he lost one of his best quarterbacks on his team. Very sad with that, and then losing Ben Roethlisberger obviously hurts too. Only being left with Ryan Tannehill, who at this point could he be a backup by midseason? We don't know. So Chris's team is going a little bit downhill. He does have Jared Goff. He did make so that's what happened today. He made the move for Jared Goff. I do like that. So okay, I'm not mad at that, Chris. You got some good guys on your team, but the trend might not be great. So we're kind of choosing between B and C at the moment. I think I'll give you B tier though, just for everything you did coming in hot. So Krispy Kreme goes into the B tier. What do we got in the chat? Chris wanted the S tier. Chris, if you have another good couple seasons, maybe you make the championship game, you will be moving up the tier list, 100%. Austin, yes, the cherry Pop Tart is the pinnacle of human creation. The other reference point should be the DC. in the F tier. I don't have an F tier, so that kind of sucks. But yeah, let's go to the DCs. The DCs are probably, to the credit of the DCs, they're one of the most about franchises in the league. So if anything, the DCs are an entertaining team, and much to my chagrin to admit this, the deep diving with the DCs did get very high ratings. They got very high ratings, but at the same time, they had a lot of technical issues, and the show was almost unwatchable at points. So it's one of these teams that you're torn on. They're very entertaining. They bring a lot of life to the league, but when you get down to fantasy football, they are an absolute trash organization with terrible management. So we don't have an F tier, and I would not put them in the F tier, but they're going in the D tier. It's going to be a rough season for the DCs. I've seen projections of their over-under being, half a win. So really, really ugly situations. Also, you guys, if you'd like to call in, I've got the phone right here. Feel free to call in to the show if you need to say something and you want to maybe change a ranking. That's fine with me. We're live right now. It's Sunday night. Let's do it. Okay. Next up, we just did two teams. We'll go back to some reference points over here. Okay, here's where things are getting interesting. This is gonna be a lot targeted towards one guy here, but we're gonna go with the Batman series. And as you guys can see, I have Robert Pattinson's Batman right here, and I have Christian Bale's Batman right here. And I can tell you right now, they're not going in the same tier because if you've seen both movies, I don't even have to explain this. You know that the new Batman is better than the old Batmans. And when I say the new one, I mean Batman. The Batman is better than Christopher Nolan's Batmans with Christian Bale. Okay, so I think I got turned on to this new movie. I know the Vegas Koalas agree with me completely on this point that the new Batman is better. And it's just that grittiness. It's he has that edge. He's not like the billionaire playboy. I mean, Heath Ledger's Joker is great. I can't overall. I think the characters in the new one, the ambiance, the music. You had like the Nirvana going in those times. So that's straight up A tier. And then we will put Christopher Nolan's Christian Bale. I mean, solid performance, but you know, at the end of the day, it's got to go in the B tier. It's close. I'll give you this, but the new one a little bit better, and I thought they were kind of the same, but made an argument to me that the new one was just so much better. So that's why I'm putting him up top. Speaking of the koalas, so we have two koalas here, and I'll explain this in a second. But we got the Vegas koalas right here. Okay, we got the Vegas koalas right here, and the Vegas koalas, they're a team that, they talk a lot. They talk up their game. They talk up their team. They talk about the future. They talk about all the traveling they're doing. They talk about their new cars, their new things. But at the end of the day, do they back it up is the real question. And from what I've seen so far, I don't see any rings on those koalas' paws yet. So the answer is no. The koalas have not backed it up. So we're gonna put the Vegas koalas. There's room to grow, but they're going in the C tier. They're gonna be the first ones in the C tier. Okay. And then we have so that's the Vegas koalas, and then just koalas, the actual animal. The animal koalas are a great animal. They're native to Australia and I think the New Zealand area, which is like pretty dope. A lot of cool animals down there. They're very cute. They're soft. Um, so they got to go in one of those high tiers. They're not an S tier animal. They're not that high. Kangaroo would be S tier probably, but not koala. Do they go A or B? I've heard that koalas they all have STDs. They have like chlamydia, so that can't be A tier. We gotta put them in B tier. So yeah, koalas, the animal, better than Vegas koalas franchise. Okay, and that is that. Let's take. Oh, do we go beasts? Yeah, that's a big one. Yeah, exactly. Awesome. I think all koalas have. Yeah, gonorrhea. It must. Yeah, maybe it's gonorrhea. Hopefully the Vegas koalas don't have gonorrhea. That would be very unfortunate. Okay. All right, let's just get this out of the way. Mr. Beast. You know, Mr. Beast's. I mean, what can you say? That has won 3 champions. I'm not gonna sit here and pretend that he's not that great of a team. Whenever he makes it to the playoffs, he's like 8 or 9-1 in the playoffs, just a crazy record. He comes out with his own alcoholic beverage. He's got all the football helmets. He's got fantasy football league theater. He brings the heat in the off season. So I'm not gonna waste any time, and we're gonna put the beasts. I'm gonna show some respect and put the beasts in the S tier. So shout out to the beasts getting that S tier. Okay. What do we got here? What is streaming on the top right of the screen? Also on this account. That's not me. What is this? Can we zoom in? Well, we got 5 minutes and 29 seconds to go. It looks like I don't know what that is. But I'll let you guys enjoy that as the video goes on too. Hopefully we don't get copyrighted because of this. But all right, let's keep it going. Mr. Yunt, right here. Mr. Yunt, if you would have asked me to do this list last year, Mr. Yunt's going right here. He's going right in the C tier. Just an average franchise. An average franchise, although he did make 2 championship games. Just, I can't look at the commentary. He was an average franchise, but not terrible, but not great. But he can't go in the C tier because Mr. Yunt came through. He won that championship game this year. Amazing performance. what else can you say? And on top of his fast football performance, from what I hear, very great performance in the classroom at Fort Zumwalt South, teaching chemistry, to those sophomores. He's getting it. He's getting those triplets. So my man's excelling in all areas of life, running those experiments. So Mr. Yunt, will excel you to the A tier. So congratulations, to Mr. Yunt. All right, I think it's time for some more reference points. So we're gonna go with let's do some. All right, let's get a little crazy right here. We're gonna go Lord of the Rings. Okay, Lord of the Rings is what a lot of people would call Lord of the Rings. The greatest adaptation of a movie to the screen of all time. And there's three Lord of the Rings movies out there. Okay, I think it Peter Jackson who directed them. If that's right, I don't know. I don't know. I think it was Peter Jackson, and they're heralded as like the greatest movie, some of the greatest of all time. You guys, I just simply don't agree. I haven't seen them in a long time, but they were entertaining, but below expectations. Um, Very similar to a lot of teams in the league. So we're gonna put the Lord of the Rings, the 2.5 hour movies, good, but we're gonna put them in the C tier because they're just not quite it, and we're gonna compare them to some very critically, more acclaimed, maybe more balanced movies, you could say, later on here, and we'll just go ahead and go to Jerry, and you guys, Jerry, here we go. It's about to get real on this stream. Is all I'm saying with Jerry. So Jerry is a favorite of Brendan Ritchie in this league. Brendan Ritchie, the Heroes Nicely Deserve, huge fan of Jerry, and I didn't know why. I didn't know why he was such a big fan until he selected this movie, or he sent this movie out to a few of us to watch. You got to watch this movie. It's so good. So we watched it, and it's a pretty good movie. It's Matt Damon and Casey Affleck. They're doing a lot of walking around in the desert, action packed movie. So shout out to Brendan, great movie, and we'll go ahead and put that in. We'll put that in the A tier. Just that's a solid movie, and we'll go back to back movies here. You already know what it is. This movie, you already know who that is. That's Daniel Radcliffe playing Harry Potter. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. That's Harry selecting his wand, or the wand selecting him, you could say. Great series of movies, an all-time great. We're about to get a call from Austin, but I'm going to drop Harry Potter in the S tier because it's just a classic. All right, Austin's coming in hot. Here we go. 1 second, put you on speaker. 1 second. All right, Austin, you're on speaker. What's going on?
I just gotta say real quick, Lord of the Rings is the greatest trilogy of film ever made. I feel like this is just unacceptable rankings. I don't know if I can take you seriously anymore.
All right, so where would you put Lord of the Rings on this list?
That's an S tier film right there.
You go. Okay, so you go Lord of the Rings S tier. Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. It's just it's. I'll give you. I've heard the books. The books are S tier. I haven't read the books, but you can't tell me that those movies. I mean, can you even remember a character in those movies?
Of course, I can remember all of them. You got Gimli, you got Legolas, you got Aragorn, all the homies right there.
Oh,
You
no,
got Frodo, you got Gollum, you got Samwise Gamgee. Come on, man.
yeah, man. But do those have anything on the Harry Potter characters? I mean, Austin,
I mean,
I'm talking Dumbledore. I'm talking Snape. I'm talking Harry. I'm talking Hermione and Ron Weasley. What you got on those guys?
dude, Dumbledore doesn't even stay the same person in all the movies. Imagine, you can't do that. That's ridiculous.
Come on, man. Don't hate on don't be hating on the HP universe. Okay. Any other takes, Austin, on this list? Any good takes that I've had so far?
Yeah, I mean, I do approve of cherry pop tarts. Like I said, best thing ever made by humanity. So
Oh yeah.
I think that's a good ranking there.
I started off hot with the cherry pop tarts in the A tier. Okay, I think everyone's going to be in agreement here.
Yeah, I can't see anyone disagreeing with that.
All right, Austin, I'm going to give you just a few ones that we have coming up soon, and tell me where you think they should go. So, one of the things I'll have coming up so far is going to be Mr. Boydoc's beard. Okay, I don't know if you can see that picture in the bottom right, but that's Mr. Boydock with the trees behind him with a beard. So we're gonna rank Mr. Boydock's beard. We're gonna have the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, and we're gonna have Hostess powdered donuts.
Hmm.
Where do you think any of those should fall? Any of those jump out to you?
I'm not sure if I've seen uh, Mr. B's beard. I don't know if I can comment on that.
Fair enough.
But the donuts, that's a tough one. I think they're pretty good, but I don't know. They're good if you're in a hurry, but I don't know if I'd take them, over some some Krispy Kreme or some Old Town. They're good. I think I might put them in like a C tier or a B tier.
Okay. Any thoughts on the trial?
I mean, the trial it's interesting. It's given us a lot of interesting stuff to talk about, I guess. Mr. Johnny Depp and Amber Turd, I think you could put, if you're talking about entertainment value, I think you could put that in an A tier.
I think you could. I think it's going to go pretty high up on the list. But I think taking a dump in a bed is S tier, no matter what. That's a confident move.
You definitely have to feel good about yourself if you're going to do that.
100%.
I wondered afterwards, did she wipe with the covers, or how did that work?
Yeah, well, maybe the covers were. Hopefully, it wasn't a brown bed, and it just blend right in.
No, hopefully not.
And you wouldn't even know if you were done wiping or not.
Oh, that's true.
How would you know? You need white sheets. All right, Austin. Yeah. Thanks for calling in. Great call. Appreciate the takes.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem. All right, adios. Okay, here we go. We're gonna go with the donuts. I actually agree with a lot of what Austin is saying. Is it as good as Krispy Kreme? Is it as good as Dunkin' Donuts? Is it as good as old fashioned? What's that called? Old fashioned cake donuts? Probably not. But what Hostess for them, what they lack in taste, they gain in value. Okay, you pick up a package of these suckers for $1.99, and you get so much joy, you get so much, good action, you get a lot of calories, so I really respect about the donuts. They keep the price low, and you can get a whole package of these for what one donut costs somewhere else. So, Chris, I'll give you some credit. We'll put the donuts a tier below you, but still very solid food, especially if you're on a budget. Okay, inflation's getting high, so we might be doing a little bit more donut eating, a little less Krispy Kreme buying. Okay. Pokemon Legends on the top right. That's what's up. You gotta love it. I love how this thing's just streaming random shit. I don't know what kind of algorithm this thing is following, but it's pretty amazing. So shout out to that. Okay. Next we'll go with Johnny's, the Madden's Ultimate Team. Okay. If I was doing this list, back in the inception of the league, Johnny's team would go right to S. Johnny was trading all the time. He was, making moves, doing crazy things. You just love to see it. Maybe not S because he didn't have that ship yet until the 4th season, but at least A. But Johnny's got some trouble going on. Okay, Johnny's got a nice lineup right here. He's got a nice lineup. But this right here is it's getting a little ugly for Madden's Ultimate Team. Getting a little ugly on the bench. Okay, even with the lineup we're seeing some potential issues come up here. DK Metcalf, no more quarterback. Hopkins suspension. Oh, whoops! I just deleted that. All right, there it is. But yeah, getting tough for Johnny. So we're gonna put Johnny. Do I give him B or is he down to C? Since Johnny has the championship, he's going in the B tier. But I could see a scenario where down the road, if Johnny doesn't change this momentum, he could fall down into C tier perhaps. Okay, so we'll put him in B for now and be okay there. All right, next we'll go with the Mun Dynasty, the new logo from last season with the trash can or the trash truck, you could say. And that could be indicative of his team's record in the past couple seasons. You know, Shinwoo's had a tough go of it. His team has had success earlier in the league's history. I think in like year 2, he was like the highest scoring team. No, year 3, he was the highest scoring team. We saw so much potential, but it just didn't come through. And he just didn't make it. He's had a tough go of it. Very, very bad team the last few seasons. I think his roster, he's getting a lot of draft picks. It could build back up, but he has some work to do. So Shinwoo will join. Should he join Scott? I mean, I feel like Shinwoo is somewhere between a C and a D. If anyone has an opinion, if you think Shinwoo gets the C tier, put that in the chat. I'm gonna leave him to the side for now. I can't pick. He's like a C minus. But first one to post in the chat, C or D, will be where Shinwoo goes. I'm leaning C, but potentially D. We'll have to stay tuned. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. All right, let's just do what everyone's been waiting for right here, Mr. Boydach's beard. Okay, if you can, let's see if we can zoom in on this sucker. Do the old double tap, little zoom action right here. Yeah, there it is. All right, you guys should be able to see that. There is the beard right there, you guys, that everyone's talking about. It's gone absolutely viral from what I hear on Instagram and the Twitters and the TikToks. It's just it's a pretty nice beard, you have to admit. And it's transformed look. He's got that Appalachian Trail vibe officially. So shout out to Mr. Boydach. I can't put this beard in S tier because it's still growing and we haven't seen the full potential, but we're going to put the beard in A tier as it's just a solid beard. Well, I mean, what else can you say? So good job to Mr. Boydach, growing the beard. Very good stuff. Okay, back to Shinwoo. We're going to put you in C for now, but we might move you down. Okay. And what else do we got here? We will move on. Let's do Alex's team, okay? AB's team, the Green Machine. The Green Machine is an okay name, but we all know that the Steam Trollers was the true name, would be the best name. For that automatically knocks him down a little bit. Great roster. What I was saying last year was he had potential to win the league. He had a great roster. He didn't do it. I don't see him being as good as he was last year this year, as crazy as that may seem. I think last year was the season. I don't know if he gets better. Franchise history, he's made the championship game in the Boydach Bowl, but has also been involved in a lot of drama. He's spammed the message boards. So, some would say there's some insider things going on with the Boydach Mafia. So Alex is a Boydach, and he gets a big B along with his brother. So Boydach goes to B tier. So congratulations, Alex. Okay, next up. All right, this is kind of a nice reference point right here. We have got the Joe Rogan. Well, we got Joe Rogan, but we're going to call this the Joe Rogan podcast. You guys, I think the league in general. I know if you guys are big fans of the podcast, so shout out to the podcast. It's just a great listen. One of the best podcasts in the game. It's on Spotify. The guy got canceled a couple months ago, but it looks like he made it out. So shout out to Joe Rogan. From getting uncanceled and being back, doing podcasts. He's got, all those comedians and scientists, MMA guys on. Pretty dope podcast. Does it go S tier? Does it go A tier? S. It's going S tier, fellas. Great podcast. Shout out to that guy getting on here. Okay, next up, we will go with Cody's team, the Island of Misfit Toys, formerly the Discount Belichick's of Team Kevin. But we had that big change last year when we had, Kevin had to leave the league, and we got Cody in to take that up. And I have to say, shout out to Cody for taking on the team. Amazing shout out to Cody for making the playoffs. Nobody thought it was going to happen. I mean, if you put money on Cody making the playoffs last year in the Krispy Kreme Sportsbook, you made a ton of money. So shout out to you if you did that. That being said, guys, this team's struggling a little bit roster-wise. It's struggling with the construction of the roster. You see in the trade block, this guy wants to rebuilding. That's a good move. But Cody, it's a tough team. Good job making the playoffs, but you got some work to do. So you were going. in the C tier. Okay, going in the C tier. Still can do it. Austin. Since you're in the chat, we might save you a second. What else we got? All right. Let's go ahead and do the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. You heard some good commentary action from me and Austin talking on the phone right there about the Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial. You guys, this is just, if you're working virtually at home, I mean, you got to have this playing, somewhere on the screen, at least every once in a while, to take a break and see what the heck is going on. Just amazing entertainment. This whole trial is being live streamed. It's been like 20 days of trial, like 8 hours a day. So just crazy coverage. Our league needs to take note, and maybe when we have issues, we need to air all of our issues out in public so we can be get those views and get those subs, baby. So great trial so far. Johnny Depp trying to clear his name of these allegations. What is true, what's not true, we don't know. But the public seems to be on team Johnny Depp. So great, some great lawyer action, some great objections I've seen, some great evidence, some great witnesses. So we're going A tier on the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial. Is it the O.J. Simpson trial? I don't know. I wasn't alive. We'll have to ask the senior members of the league, the Beasts and the Koalas, what they think. Is it as great as a trial? We don't know. But in terms of my life, it's gotta be the best trial I've seen. Best trial I've seen to date. And I agree. I mean, the Munn Boydock trial, I've heard that the lawyers are, have been trying to, avoid this going to court, but I think it needs to happen, and we need to air that sucker live and get the official put in, and see what really happens when we get the Boydock Mafia behind the stands and learn the truth about everything. Okay. Next, all right. Well, let's go ahead and do Austin Dwyer. So he's in the chat. He's getting hyped. I'm sure he wants to know where his team lands. We got the Mike Vick in a box coming up next. And what I will say right now, and I'm not joking, the Mike Vick in a box logo, the logo itself is S tier. Okay, S tier logo, just a studly, amazing, funny, also just well designed logo. You have to say it's a well designed logo. So great job to Austin and create. I know there was a creative team behind that, so you did good. The team. Okay, let's talk about the team. Austin, the 3-year plan was awesome. You won the championship. That's a huge, that gets you high on the list just automatically. We knew that bumped Johnny up a slot already too. We know it bumped Mr. Beast to the S tier. But the team has been struggling besides that one season where you won the championship. So it's been struggle city besides the championship. But you got a lot going for you. You could be A tier with a couple good seasons, but you're going to the B tier. You're going to the B tier, guys. My dude, right there. All right. Next up, we got a few more to go. You guys already know what we're saving for last, but we will go ahead and go with the Heroes Dynasty Deserves. All right, the Heroes Dynasty Deserves, you guys. If you didn't actually see the data and the stats and you just listened to the Heroes Dynasty Deserves videos, you would think they're going to be S tier. You would think this is the best team in the league based on all the hype. It's the most hyped team in the league from what I hear from my sources. But the truth is that they've just really struggled when it's come to winning games and finishing out that season strong and getting to late December, early January. All I know is that the Heroes Dynasty Deserves has had a lot of time to chill in January and in late December. They all they get to go home and have Christmas with the family when teams like yours truly, I have to go out into these harsh conditions. I don't get to see my family during Christmas, during New Year's. It's been very, very challenging on me. But the Heroes Dynasty Deserves gets that privilege. So shout out to them for that. But fantasy wise, it doesn't help much. We're going to need to see some better performances before we get the Heroes high up around that list. They have the potential. They have some good players, but they're going to join the DCs in the D tier. And the Heroes would not be an F tier team. That's reserved for potentially the DCs, pending maybe a couple of things that happen in the future. But the Heroes, sorry, we're going to have to put you in the D tier. I mean, what else can I say? We got the chat. We got Austin saying Heroes were so bad. They lost their Under Armour sponsorship. That's a good point. Yeah, they lost the sponsorship, and purely from performance, which it's a tough way to lose it. Austin says we're adding another trophy in the box after this. Whoa, can you have two Mike Vicks in a box though? Can you really have two Mike Vicks in a box? That's a little dicey. Okay. All right, you guys. What is eating Gilbert Grape? This all right, this is a big time film, you guys. Okay, because I didn't even realize this until now, but it has Johnny Depp, so big news. That, it's very contemporary with the fact that Johnny Depp is in it. Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio in it. Big cast, big cast. No pun intended with any of the cast members there. But pretty interesting movie. So interesting movie. I've had some debates about this with some league members, and it all kind of centers around the mom in the movie, and is how was the mom a good character? Was she a good mother? From what I believe, people are saying. I think the DC's, Scott is diehard. Does not like the mom in this movie, and Shinwoo thinks the mom is really solid. So there's been a lot of debate. I think I was on Shinwoo's side or Scott's side on this one. So good movie. You got young Leonardo DiCaprio, you got young Johnny Depp, but overall, you guys, it's not S tier. It's not that level of a movie. It's going in the C tier. Okay. All right, I'm getting tired. It's almost midnight, you guys. We've been going for 40 or so minutes, so we got to round this sucker out. And here's the logo that the world talks about. The world talks about that they're the only team that has made the playoffs every single season. They're the only team that's eclipsed 70 or 80 wins. I think both when that happened. They're the only team, that's put up, the first two seasons was just a super cut above everybody else. 2 championships. I know it's not Mr. Beast level, but every single season playoffs, insane amount of wins. It's just a franchise that there's been data that's come out released by Scott and Brendan that shows rookie draft success, and this team was the top. All the data on points scored on the free agent draft, they put this team on top. So, if there was a tier above S, I think it'd go right there. I think Chris was talking S plus tier. It'd be right here, you guys, in real life. But for the sake of this video, we got to put it just straight up in S. And I'm not gonna get too crazy. I don't have the 3 championships, so I can't say I'm the best team in the league. With the Beasts, I'll give him some credit there. So we'll go S tier. And we'll close that S. That's a nasty S tier, you guys. You got the Fairlife Milk, the Beasts, Harry Potter, the Joe Rogan podcast, and the Rye Bread organization. And I mentioned there the success my team has had drafting in the rookie drafts. Okay, I've mentioned that success, and we're gonna continue that success with my next pick. Okay, so with the 7th overall pick in the draft, I'm going to take the best player in the draft. The best player. I'm not saying it's a far and wide separation, but the most potential. You look at these teams right here. These teams these are probably the 3 or 4 worst teams in the NFL. If you know what I'm saying. They're just tough teams. Players are okay, right? But they're going to bad teams. We're going to take an even better player, going to, some would say, one of the best teams in the league. We're going to take something foreshadowed earlier in the day by B. Ritchie, Christian Watson, Green Bay to the Rye Bread organization, you guys. We're going to highlight this sucker right now. It's already green, yeah, so we're putting that in green because, it's a great pick. That pick is S tier. We're going to write that there. Alex, you can keep all that if you'd like. Feel free to keep that for the remainder of league history. Christian Watson going to Rye Bread. And that is it for the video. So shout out to everybody watching the live stream. Shout out to everybody watching this whenever hopefully it just uploads automatically. And I will conclude the show here. So everybody have a good night. Have a good work week coming up. and also a great rest of the draft. You know, I was poking fun at a lot of teams in this video, just joking around quite a bit, and everything. So I hope it was fun, but also a lot of the takes were serious at the same time. So don't think you know what was the joke and what wasn't the joke. Okay, that's all I got to say. Closing the stream off. However, I shut this sucker down, and I will see you guys later.